cool. And we are live. All right, everybody. Hey, my name is Spencer, and this is where is he? This is Alex. Hello, Alex.
My name is Alex. Yeah.
Oh,
I thought you were gonna do the introduction for me, so I was like,
okay.
okay, maybe
I'm like
we
this.
like we can do the back and forth thing. Yeah, I'm Alex,
I'm like
aka Blase Bui
Blase
on
Bleep.
MTG.
And my name is Spencer here. Hashtag Magic in the Morning. So you guys already know what it is. We're doing another MTG podcast
We
here.
need a little music in the beginning. We should get that going next time. That'd be sweet.
I have a link for you.
Do-do-do-do-do.
It'll be a little bit of homework. We're gonna figure that out. But
Yeah, that'd be
yes.
sweet.
Okay, so let's. I have a big picture of you, but I don't want a big picture of you. I want a big picture of the format. How do I do that? How do you do that? How do you do these things? Google. All right. Let's go to just the Magic website, Magic the Gathering, right?
Okay.
All right,
Yeah,
Magic the Gathering.
that'd be good. Well,
That'll be
we
good.
can start off by saying obviously a new set came out. M21,
Yep.
the core set. Um, Not a lot of notables, but enough so we could talk about it for sure. Format switching up. It's an 8 set standard, which is crazy.
Yeah, that is strange. What do you think
The
about that?
more the more sets you put into a format, the less impactful the subsequent sets become.
Dang, this
Um,
fool said subsequent.
you
Ooh.
know how it goes over here in California.
He said
C's get degrees, baby.
subsequent,
But yeah,
subsequent.
subsequent sets have less impact. So there's already a lot of great cards in the format. There's seven sets. You got Uro, you got Growth Spiral, basically every green blue card. Um, and when you put a new set, it has to be really powerful, right? It has to keep up with that power level. And Magic even said for M21 that they're going to be scaling down the power level a bit for M21, so that way when the Teferi set rotates with Reclamation and Teferi and all that, um, it kind of brings the power level back to a reasonable level because it was getting kind of high.
You think so?
So yeah. I mean, that's just what Wizards said. So they stated that they wanted to kind of scale it back a little bit because if you keep the power creep was getting so crazy, you couldn't keep going at that pace.
Yeah, yeah.
You're printing 5/5s for 3, and you 6/6s for 3. Uro,
Yeah.
escape. There's a lot of great mechanics. So, um, but there are some good cards in M21. I think we should talk about. There,
Okay.
you just showed one. Boom,
Boom.
Ugin, Big
Ooh.
Daddy Ugin.
All right. So let's go ahead and take a peek into some of what you was just talking about there, Alex. So you're right. This ever since there was the post ban, it's been very, very strange in the format. It's been very, very weird. And let's go ahead and check out some of our new core 2021 guys that we're going to talk about. Not this one. Oh, this is the actual. Let's go. Where do we go? Esports. Duh. There was like a championship that happened. There was a pro
I
tour,
think
right?
there was.
Wasn't there an online pro tour?
I'm not with the new set yet. I think there was one a couple weeks ago. Um, with the new set, I know they did a Red Bull thing, and Star City had some stuff. Um, Maybe there's one on here too. It is possible, but I think the big Players Tour stuff is happening this weekend. I think there's a Players Tour final qualifier. Uh, it's hard to keep track, honestly. There's been a lot of changes to competitive play this year.
There has been. Oh, this one doesn't. This is the one that didn't have M21 yet. No M21 here.
Probably MTGA Zone might be a good
Let's
resource.
go there.
You actually showed me this website. I love this
Yeah, this
website.
website's the bomb, man. This website's like
It
the
actually
best.
like has a pretty good way of just laying everything out.
Yeah.
Why am I so big in the frame?
Okay, it don't have to be you then. I'll move you. You're the one with your face close to the camera. That's not
Let's
me. Let's go to the meta
sit like
game.
this now.
We'll go to the meta game, okay? We'll go to the
Meta
meta
game.
game. We'll go to the meta game. The meta. Now, I was cracking up because there was. Here we go. This is popping off right now. That Rakdos sacrifice.
Oh,
Sacrifice. Right.
it was good then. It's good now.
Right.
It's even better now. This is the best deck in the format in my opinion. Um, for the same reasons, it's always been a really great deck. It really can just stunt an aggro deck and put an aggro deck
In
at
its
a much
place.
lower place. But the Village Rites, that's the new M21 card in this deck that's really been popping off. Now this card has been printed for 2 mana a lot in the history of Magic. sacrifice a creature, draw two
Yeah.
cards at
Yeah.
instant speed.
Yeah.
When you cut the mana cost in half and you make it cost one, that's it
It's
becomes a lot better.
it becomes unfriggin' real. Right?
Especially when you're building a deck built around sacrifice theme, right?
Yeah,
So,
and the
um,
fact that it's instant speed makes the card even much more
so
broke.
nice, so
It's
nice.
like the
You can
brokest
claim the
card.
firstborn into sack, draw two cards, kill their guy. You can just they're gonna kill like your mayhem devil or something that was already going to die, like a priest. You can sack it and just keep the gravy coming.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. It's unreal.
Yeah, for
Everybody
like
else,
three,
yeah,
two or three.
everybody else kind of stayed the same. Everybody else kind of stayed the same here.
Yeah, the only
Um,
other notable addition I would say is it's not an M21 thing, but since the bannings happened, they've moved over to Jingatha because it's
yeah,
pretty free in this deck. It fits all the requirements, um, and why not put one on the side?
yeah. You have a guaranteed 5/5/5 on turn 5.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm
yeah,
experimenting with a Loris main deck brew with three Loris main deck just because I think that card's nice to draw naturally.
yeah, yeah.
Um, but yeah, there's a lot of ways you could go. But yeah, a lot of the same, like you said.
Yeah, I was thinking Luris is just a good card in general, a sneaking it in a mono black deck. Like,
It is
have you
so
seen the
good.
mono black deck? Have you seen that deck?
Yeah,
God, I
it's
kind of want
that
to
one's
play that. I
good.
want to play that deck like so bad. Like,
Um, my friend Omar, you know Omar.
yeah, yeah.
He's been playing that deck to a lot of
Where's that?
youth. I think he's like 10-1 right now with
Look at
Mono
this.
Black.
Look at this.
He's
It's
definitely on
it's.
the tier two. He said, "Oh, we're gonna skip straight to tier two. Let's
we're
go
gonna
through the
we're
deck."
gonna we're gonna go to the tier 2 list, guys. We're going straight to the tier 2 list.
All right, let's do
No,
it.
let's
Fine.
check it out. We'll just skip to. We're just because we're talking about it and it's fun. Okay, we want to have a good
Yeah,
time here. So we have the
we do want to
notables.
have a good time
We
here.
have the notables. We have the Black Lance. We have the Black Lance Paragon, which I always thought was a broke
Well,
card.
let's start
But
off with what makes you so excited about this deck.
okay, first of all, yes, let's do that. One, I am an aggro player. You know this. It's not a secret. And number two, I am a big fan of the creatures to go sideways all the time. This deck is really fun. This deck
That's
is
true.
really fun because you don't have to sacrifice speed, right? Like the creatures are powerful, right? Typically, when you play the aggro decks, the mono red that I always play, it's all about speed. Like if you like mono red players' mentality is turn 5 is late game, right? So
Yeah,
so here I
totally.
don't have to think that. In mono black, I don't have to think about late. I'm like late game exists, like real late game, like late 10, like game turn 4, turn 5, 6, 7, game turn 10, like for reals. When you hit big old fatties like the Spawn of Mayhem, the fact that he comes in and gets bigger naturally, lit,
Yeah,
right? The cards that make this deck amazing is the one that they introduced, Demonic Embrace, which we played
I
Magic
think
for a long
that's the
time.
key. I think that's the
Yeah,
key for sure
we
to the
played
deck.
Magic for a very long time. Typically, a card like this would be a legendary enchantment, right? It would be. This would have been a legendary off the bat,
Yeah,
right?
sure.
And
I'll
now
agree.
you have you can make any not bad card, any jank card be amazing, and give it flying. You give it evasion, you could attack with it immediately, and
Yeah,
win the game. Like, what's another 3 life for something that you could just go and win, right? What do you think of this?
yeah. And I think with without the demonic embrace, the deck is pretty bad personally. But you get the demonic embrace, which is a great card. Like having the ability to recur it from your graveyard at will for the rest of the game. So basically, you top deck a ginger brute or you top deck, anything, and you can just strap it on immediately is nice. And the matchups where you're paying the 3 life, the matchups usually don't care. So I think yeah, it's made the deck pushed into the tier 2 realm. Whether the deck goes into tier 1 will be pioneers like you and Omar winning tournaments to prove me wrong. Um, but I think it has potential. I think it does. The drill bits are really nice in the sideboard. The noxious graphs. I think being a monocolor deck and being susceptible to cards like Devout Decree, if it ever really picks up as like a really good tier 1 deck,
Yeah,
I think there's a lot of easy ways to fight this deck.
yeah.
Um, but right now, yeah, it's it's pumping out damage.
I think the what's the name of that 2/1 like priest? that has protection from black removes cards from the graveyard. Like, what is that? Do you know what I'm talking about? He's like 2/1 or 1/2 for 2 mana. Remove a card in the graveyard, and he has protection from black. It's like a priest or something.
Um. I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
like he was in the mono white sideboard before the post ban. It was a mono white sideboard against the Sacrifice decks, and I know that that card essentially shuts down this one because it removes Demonic Embrace from the yard,
Yeah.
and that forces Demonic Embrace to stay in your hand against decks like that. So, blah. But other than that, you're right. We're gonna have to see if this deck really pushes forward. I just get annoyed when I see it when I'm playing mono red because Rotting Regisaur is the answer to mono red. In
Right.
every
Right.
Ra- Roddy Regisaur is the answer to a lot of aggro decks. And the fact that this version here has him in the main, typically in the board, but this version has it in the main, makes it really really tough in the best of ones. All right.
Is my mic still too low?
No, your mic is great, man. Are you too? Can you?
Oh no, you got. We have a comment from
We got somebody saying something.
yeah, that's saying that mic. So anyways, he said you're lying, bro. He can't even hear me.
Oh, dang, dang. Okay, okay, okay. Let me.
Sorry for the technical difficulties. Maybe I should switch back to the other way. I
All
was
right, all right, all right. So you can hear me there. So what's up there? Who do we got here? Yeah, yeah. All right, we gotta switch back to your other way because this was I can hear you. And
really.
yeah, let me look at my settings here. Everything got all jacked up. When all right, go ahead and talk.
Hello.
All right, I'm gonna turn up. I'm gonna just turn this up. Keep going.
Yo 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 yo
Yeah,
yo yo yo.
yeah. It should be it.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm desktop audio.
yeah. You desktop audio. I don't have a dedicated audio for you. Maybe I have to hold up. All right, hold up, hold up. Let me.
How about now?
How about now? I could turn me down. But how do I turn you up? I'll turn you up all the way.
Testing testing.
Still quiet, huh? Still quiet. Alex is still quiet over there.
Oh wait, I hear it. I hear it in the. I hear it in the. I have it. I have Twitch pulled up.
Yeah,
I can hear myself. I think I'm good.
better. All right, cool. I turned you up. I turned you up.
Thank you, Christian. I know that. I know that Twitcher.
You know
That's
this guy?
Christian.
You guys, that's
Yeah,
Christian. What's up, Christian?
he's a SoCal ringer. This podcast or video cast will be recorded and put online later. But
Yeah.
shout out Christian Charles, one of the
Hey.
premier California players in the game.
Oh, that's what we need. We need some premiere up in here.
He hit the top. He hit ninth place on the last GP that ever was played before the shutdowns. He was so close to hitting that top 8 of the GP, but was like one match away. But yeah, very solid player. But yeah, Mono Black, I think it has potential. I think it's going to pick up steam, hopefully. But I think Mono Green is the deck to beat for
Oh, so that's
aggro.
where we're going now. We're going to the Stompy deck.
Let's go to the Stompy deck because
You love
that
green.
deck
You gotta stop it. You know there are other
it's
colors in the
good.
game. You know that.
Oh, go hit standard instead of his all, because there's a historic one too. Up there you go. So yes, I think this deck is a lot more concise and a lot more aggressive in what it's trying to do. Just because every creature in the curve is just really good. Um, and the new cards that it got were Garrick Unleashed in the sideboard, and where's the other one? Oh, this version doesn't have it. There's Primal Might, I think, is in another most of the list. But Ram Through kind of does the same thing. Yeah, Primal Might is another new one. Oh, obviously Scavenging Ooze got reprinted. That
Yeah,
card's nuts.
that card's the
That
bomb.
card that card is gonna balance the format out. So
Yeah, yeah,
that'll be great. What
yeah.
is your opinion on Scavenging Ooze?
One, I this is the reason why I stopped playing Mono Red as much as I have been, because Scavenging Ooze is just a beast. It makes me want to play Red Green, and I think that the card really helps against Sacrifice in the meta. It really helps against all this super silly, uh, recursion cards, the Uros.
Yeah.
It really helps against that. It keeps mono black in tier two. It definitely helps against the graveyard, right? So having him in the format is the bomb because it gives you an opportunity to play him on turn two and you create a threat, right? So aggro decks needed threat. And because the mana production that's been horrible for aggro decks, this card is the bomb because it's splashable. You can put green X, and if you're an aggro deck, for sure you have four scavenging oozes. If you don't take care of the scavenging ooze in the beginning, he just gets bigger and better, right?
Sure. Yeah, I totally agree. And I think what you said is such a great way to put it. It's an elegant solution to the escape mechanic and the cat oven mechanic, which both were on the top of the power curve, right? For standard. And this is a great way to kind of let other. The only like catch is it is also green, so the Uro decks are gonna play it too, right? But I think it's a great tool. I think it's gonna keep all the graveyard decks in check while also boosting some of these aggro decks like this mono green deck. And I think it's like you said, it gets bigger and bigger over time. So it's good against decks like mono red, even though they're not necessarily a graveyard deck. They're gonna have creatures go to the graveyard, and you can capitalize on that, gain a little bit of life, and have a big threat.
That's true, man. That's true. So that's one thing I've been really loving about Scavenging Ooze. I thought that that's a really good compliment and made mono green, not made mono green the deck. It already existed, but it gave it another edge for the turn two spot because
Yeah.
Magic has been really really awkward with the turn one spot and the turn three spot,
Oh,
right?
so true.
Like you have turn one like super nutty cards that should be a turn three card, and then as soon as you get to turn three, like you have to make a decision on what you play here because turn four, if you're not on the play, you're probably gonna lose, right?
Right.
So
And
like
that
that's
and a lot of that has to do with Teferi the Time Rammer. He's just
right.
warping the format with that turn three on the play, bounce your turn three play, and like you're so far back. What do you think about the Nullhide Ferox in the sideboard? I haven't seen
No,
that guy pop up in a while.
I love Nohide Ferox. I think that's the first
That's a
reason.
spicy one.
Yeah, it was probably the first way I got Mythic, like back in the day. Like my
Really?
first Mythic I ever got on Magic the Arena was because of No Hype for Rocks. I just attacked with him. I don't care. Like this guy's a beast. 4 mana for a 6/6 is like if it didn't do anything else, 4 mana for 6/6 flavor was already pretty good. So the fact that he had this super shroud hexproof, it don't
Right.
matter. It's whatever. Like
It's like pseudo shroud,
yeah,
right?
pseudo
It's like
shroud. Yeah.
shroud, but then you got to pay two. Um, but the catch is you can't run any like you can't cast your Vivian Arc Bow, so maybe they're boarding that out, or maybe they're boarding out the Great Henge. But um, yeah, I think that's a spicy
Yeah.
sideboard card.
It's a
And
good
and
yeah.
shifting stair top. Just this whole deck is just like threat after threat, and each one will kill you in a couple turns if you don't deal with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. So I think this was a really good. It's a really
I love
good
it.
start. Yeah, everything goes up and up and up, and has all the
Love
cards
Struck
that we love.
Beast is probably one of my favorite cards from that set
Yeah,
too.
Love Struck Beast is good.
It's a 5/5 for 3. That's so insane.
Right. With the 1/1, like get out of here. The six
And you
power.
get a free 1/1,
It's a
and you
six.
have the stone coils and the pelt collectors if you really need to attack with it. Get
Right.
there.
Have you pelt collected your token yet? Oh no, have you sorry, have you where'd he go? Gem Razor a token yet? Dude, Gem Razor's broke.
You can't gem razor the humans though.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I
You can't Gem Razor.
I've made that mistake so many times where I try to mutate and it for some reason it says non-human. So I have tried to gem razor the token and it didn't work. But gem razoring the stone coil serpent, now that's some good stuff.
That's
I'm in
why
for that.
that's everyone plays the turn one Stone Cold Serpent just so they could
Sign me up
yeah.
for that. And Stone Coil is great because he doesn't get Ugin when Ugin comes unless they plus him. But if you have a big enough Stone Coil, they can't minus and kill the colorless guys.
Yeah, hey, you got someone who said hi up to you, man. Say hi right back.
Oh, hey, what's up? Who is this we got on here?
We got Mortis the Eighth. Got
Mortis the Eighth. What up, Mortis the Eighth? How
yeah.
you doing?
So,
Got that Grixis mid-range deck. I'm down for it. I'm down to always look at some nice spicy brews.
hey, say
Esper Vamps.
see the thing about Alex is that he will play experimental decks. So send it to him. He'll tell you all about it.
Yeah, I'm the guy that will play experimental decks all the way up until the week before the GP, and then play Team Rec.
He's lying. He's lying. He'll play it right before the tournament starts, and then
Yeah,
play Team of Rec.
I'll wait till like 11 p.m. before signups, and then submit Team Rec or Bant.
You have like 2 weeks of experience of another deck, and then Team of Rec, and then there you go. That's what I'm playing.
Right. Let's check out some more of these tier decks. We kind of jumped far down on the list, straight to the tier two, which is
It's
very
very
like
us of us. It's very like us.
yeah.
Okay.
Mono Red is up there still, and they got
Well,
some spicy new additions too.
shh, we're gonna get there.
All right, save the best for last. Sure.
Shh, we're not talking about that deck right now. Bant ramp, baby, Bant ramp. This is a
Bant
deck I can see
Ramp.
you playing. Like what?
I have played this deck. I like this deck.
This
It's a
is
good deck.
totally you.
It's a deck that just is full of value. Few new additions. Joel Reel. Have you seen the Joel Reel? Have you been on the Joel Reel
Joel,
train yet?
is that
That
which one's?
guy.
Oh,
That you don't
what
want to be on
is
the you don't want to
that?
be on the wrong side of this one.
What is that? What are those? What the heck is this? Oh,
I'll
sorry.
cheers you. I'll do a cheers to Mortis the Eighth. A virtual cheers.
Legendary bro, rare. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, create a 2/2 green bro, a cat bro, huh? For 6 creatures you control have the base power and toughness of X, where X is number of cards in your hand. This is
So just by himself, without the ultimate, he's pretty bomb, right? You play him on turn two, and then you either play a Teferi, an Uro, a Growth Spiral, a Sharknado. Basically, play any card in your deck the next turn because they all draw you cards, and you're basically doing a Better Blossom thing where you're getting a free card every turn, which is pretty dope. And then what's his ultimate? Like he's a planeswalker. What's his ultimate?
it's like a planeswalker. For
They have to
6,
print them like this now. I mean,
6 mana until end of turn, bros you control have base power of XX, where X is the number of cards in your hand.
okay, that's pretty dope too.
That's ridiculous.
I like it. Yeah, I think this deck is just hashtag good stuff, right?
Oh man,
Hydroid Crisis, Uro,
yeah.
Sh- Shatter,
Come
the
on,
Ether
they
Gust main. That's interesting. And then the one Ugin, because why not? Because it's a
because
great card.
it's Ugin. You can because why not?
Yeah, this deck is same old, but with a little few upgrades.
Yeah. Like yeah,
Teferi, the Teferi Master of Time, that's a new one too.
I really hate
What do you
this
think
card,
about this
man.
guy?
I really hate this card with the passion of 1,000 burning
Why is
suns.
that?
Okay, so first of all, you know, Wizards has the biggest um how do I say this on stream? They have the biggest
Affinity for?
they have the biggest attraction. I think the word is attraction for a Teferi. They love this guy. For reals.
He's
They're
he's one of their staples for sure.
right. And number two, they just they just find ways to like make him be playable, right? They're like, okay, guys, we have to think about this. How about we make him with his abilities played on any turn, right?
That's pretty nice. I would
Right?
already say yes.
Right? Like think about all the people in the room who are like thinking about this type of stuff, right? They're like, okay, how about this, guys? How about this? How about we just break it? How about we just break the card a little more, right? So
I mean, it's I think it's still yet to be broken, but it's definitely has the qualities of
yeah,
a broken card.
so
You can plus one on each turn, right? So you
yeah,
can draw a card on your turn, ship the turn, draw another card. If something's
yeah,
going
looter.
amiss or you need to, oh, it's a looter, it's a
It's a loot.
discard.
It's a looter. It's a looter card.
So you get to do the draw discard, which is good for the Joe Rail too. Um, but you go to 4, you can -3 on their turn, right? Phase out their guy to protect himself. So that's always a great quality of a planeswalker when you can protect yourself. But yeah, I think it's gonna be. I think once the other Teferi rotates, this guy's gonna take the limelight.
Yeah. This card has been a monster against mono red. It's been a pain against any aggro deck that I've been playing. If you boost any creature up that has tokens, if you try to connect an Embercleave, Any types of enchantments. It's just
That's right.
yeah,
So
it's yeah,
because you could phase out after
yeah,
the Ember Cleave. That's
yeah.
nice. I like that.
So I've seen it. It hurts. it it makes you play your steps a little differently. So that's
Right.
how yeah.
It's kind of crazy to have an instant speed activated ability on a planeswalker. We've never seen this before on a Magic card.
Yeah. So that's why yeah.
Do you think they're gonna print more like this, or what are your thoughts on instant speed planeswalkers?
I feel that this is the step in the right direction when it comes to making new mechanics with existing mechanics, right? Instead of making up something absolutely new, which is there's a lot of controversy in Magic the Gathering where they're like, oh, they're just rehashing old ideas from in the past or just reprinting something,
Right.
sticking on a new name. It looks like, and high five to Watsy. They go, we're going to look at what we have and what can we do. So this is the first step in the right direction of trying something new. Now, if they want to do it with Teferi, that's fine. Like it's showing us that they have a little bit of creativity and they're giving it a go. So if
Yeah.
this is the first step, maybe there's gonna be like a mono red planeswalker where you can lightning bolt your opponent in their turn, right? Like that would be
Ooh,
super cool. Or like a
I'm loving it.
yeah, right. Or in the future they'll make like a Jace, like what Morris just brought. They'll bring Jace back, and he'll have like a not counter spell, but what's the other one? Like a stifle, right? Like that would be
Right.
super cool.
And I don't, yeah, at first I wasn't on board with what you were saying just because I was thinking Flash. Flash is like a blue mechanic. Maybe only blue is going to get this. But if you think of it as instants, like every color can have instants. Why can't every color have instant speed planeswalkers?
Right,
It's
right.
only fair. I mean, blue's already so good, and they've
Yeah.
already proven to us that they're willing to split the color wheel. We have black cards that make you sacrifice enchantments now. So like that's you told me that if you would have told me that 5 years ago, I would have thought it
I,
was absurd.
it's like I would have
But
slapped you. I would have slapped you.
Freak of Libation is a card. They want flexibility is what they're showing us with the game, which is cool. It adds an extra level of complexity, but at the expense of power creep a little bit.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah,
I
and
yeah
I definitely agree with Mortis. Pro blue, pro black is usually going to be the best ones.
yeah yeah. Red's gonna be sixth in the top five.
And of course, my favorite color is always last white.
Right, like white and red are gonna be tier five and tier six in the
If
top.
anyone's watching and anyone's played Kithkin, that was my deck.
That is,
That was
I
the
can
last time white was good.
bring back, make Kithkin great again.
Yeah,
All
seriously.
right, cool, cool, cool. All right, well then there you go. There's this one, huh?
Yeah, this is just yeah, everyone knows how good this deck is. It
All
was
right.
good then, it's good now.
Okay, what do we have here? Okay, Timur Rek. This is
This deck is
the deck of the
say this is the deck of the century right here.
deck of the hour, ladies and gents. Deck of
No,
the
yeah,
hour.
deck of the hour for sure.
Okay, here we go. So we got four color Rek. No, that seems greedy.
Did
Um,
yeah, go to like yeah, one of the recent this weekend, July 5th, any of those would work. Probably the second place would or who
10th,
got the best record.
9, first.
Wow, it didn't even top 8. I think someone showed me that in one of my Magic chats. It didn't top 8, which is interesting. What do you think about Team Erect taking 7 of the 8 Pro Tour spots and then upon being in the new format with M21, not cracking the top 8?
I think that one, people were ready for it because it was the deck that survived the ban, right? So
Yeah.
the deck, anything that survived the ban was going to be like there. So or it was going to
Yeah.
be what people were holding on to. Like they were like ready. They were sitting there like I have all the cards. It's ready to go. This is it. This is my time to shine, right? Like get out of my way. Like you had the people who were who was sticking around. You had Teamer Rec, you had Mono Red, you had Rakdos, which lost
Ban.
ban, and there was one more deck. There's like which one was it? What was the Adventures? Right? Everybody they
Yeah.
were like you were like
Teamer Adventures.
yeah you were like ready to make it happen, right? So I knew that as soon as that happened, then this deck started winning because those all the cards were good. Nothing was really bad. Yeah.
It's like there was like the boogeyman, right? Fires. And then once you get rid of that, there's just like a new one. There's always gonna be this like deck that needs to get banned, that's too powerful. What do you think about that? Like, there's a like I feel like in the last couple years, there hasn't really been much satisfaction among players with the metagame. There's always a deck that's like just arms and legs above everyone else, quote unquote. Is
That's a
that lack of innovation or is that uh, play design?
I think that is a lack of innovation. Straight up, lack of innovation.
Really?
This is my 2 cents, right? We've been playing the game for a long time. We've been playing the game for in a way where we were able to like kind of follow the trends, right?
Yeah.
And this is the thing I've noticed about Magic. Magic's WotC's a business, right? WotC's a business. I get it. They need to make decisions that lean towards the business aspect of their company, right?
Sure.
So, what's going to profit them in the long run, right? They need to do these super silly, trendy moves with once in a while sticking in what they like, right? This is just a total like
What's an
conspiracy
example of
theory.
that?
For example, maybe you remember this, right? What was that vampire set that came out a few years ago?
It was like last year. It's
No, no,
the
no, 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 not that one. It was like when they came. It was like
oh, like
they
the blood gas one?
yeah, the blood gas one. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I remember
So
that one.
that
That was a
came out.
nice one.
That came out at the same time as Twilight the movie series, right?
Gatekeeper Malakir. Oh, I love that card.
You remember that, right?
I do.
It was a lot of it was trending with the movie. The movie was trending. So if you typed vampire anything on Google, right, you're gonna have all these things popping up with whether it was this or that.
Right, right.
And then I was
I get what you're saying.
yeah, like it was a trend. All of it was a trend. Like they were trying to follow trends. Everything worked out. And then
Like
as
all the
soon
Godzilla stuff right now they're
yeah,
doing.
that's
Yeah.
following. It's like pertaining towards these Godzilla movies that just came out. Like I'm not angry at the company, right? Like they are gonna find
I
stuff that
personally love
yeah,
it. Yeah.
yeah, it's the bomb. Like stuff is cool. I'm not mad at it. It's just before this time, before the time of trends, Magic used to be about magic, like spells, the storyline.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know. Like the flavor text used to involve like Teferi or like people, like the people in the game doing a thing, right?
Sure.
And now I have to watch like video clips, which is cool. Like I like their little video clips that they've been doing, but that
Yeah.
hasn't really been following the way Magic
Right.
used to feel. Like
What
it used to
about
be
from
like
a competitive standpoint?
from a competitive standpoint, you're
Like the
going to
play design standpoint?
we need decks that one win, two are exciting, and three that finish. Right.
Do you think it's been exciting standard?
Recently, the before banning, everyone's been using the word toxic. That standard has been toxic for the 2 3 months that it's been out because everyone was playing fires. Post ban, right? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's been toxic, right? That's what it was. And then now post ban, now that we're here, and they just decided to unleash hell, right? Watsy was just like, here's Jumpstart, here's M20. We're announcing all this stuff. We're putting Magic the Gathering Arena on MacBooks. Like just have a good time, like enjoy
Yeah.
yourself, right? So I think now we're gonna have a bigger presence of people trying to innovate, which is good. And two, it's going to be exciting because we're going to have a new player base that's reached out. Because remember, the game is still free. So you never know. Someone out there is probably going to innovate
Yeah.
something dope, and it's going to be amazing for the competitive arena. But they need games that are exciting. They need games that finish. And then they need games that, like, people will buy into this, right?
Yeah. I
Like,
think I think they're doing a good job of the exciting finishes. All the end game cards are really splashy, really, huge, like expansion explosion. That's probably the most exciting finish you could have. You see all the cards flip out when you
yeah,
cast
yeah,
it, and
yeah.
usually they die. They've been adding all the animations, of course. Uro is a great one. I love all the new stuff that they're doing with it. But
But
um,
did that make
I
sense?
think
Like, I didn't want to just be
yeah,
ranting or whatever.
no, it makes sense. I just think that with all that stuff that you said, y- there's a little bit of play design, error. Like not
Okay.
error, but
Well,
like
let's
play
hear it. Let's hear
design.
it. You tell me. You tell me.
I think play design has kind of taken a backseat, honestly, in favor of power creep. And I think the game was a lot more diverse and fun um, before Arena came out. I don't know if it's weird. You think Arena would make it more diverse because you have more people playing,
It's
you have
true.
more people creating ideas. But for some reason, everyone gravitates towards the same decks a lot faster.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, it's like you go to week one of the format and it feels like it's like been
Week
a
10.
whole month. Yeah, like back in the day, I bring my Kithkin deck to FNM every week, maybe throw some lightning bolts in it and splash red or whatever the new flavor was. But
Yeah.
like I would play that Kithkin deck all season long, and if I didn't know whether it was tier 3 or tier 1.
And
But now it's like
you
if it's
know what
not
to
good,
win.
get out. Yeah,
That's
if
true.
it's not
No,
good,
yeah,
get out.
you're absolutely right. Like I remember that time where at the end of the FNM, like on the or like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you finish up all your reps. You go home, you unsleeve your cards. You're on Google.
Yeah,
Then you notice lists come out, right? Because stores have to
a
type
couple
in the
lists
list,
from
right?
the weekend
Like
come out.
stores have to type in the list, and then everyone's like, "Oh, that's what top aided. Oh, that's what's winning. Oh, that's
Yeah,
what's whatever," right? But because that's been eliminated due to circumstances that are out of our control, everyone's playing immediately what's good, right? Like now, the net decking age of Magic has like exponentially grown. Like
yeah,
we're gonna,
totally.
yeah, it's been like huge, right? It's been absolutely monstrous. But what's wild is everyone playing. What is this? Everyone playing on historic, right? Historic is doing exactly what you're talking about. Historic
Yeah, I
in
love
Magic, yeah,
historic for that
yeah.
exact reason.
Historic is like everyone's playing whatever in historic.
Yeah, there's no tiers. There's good decks, but there's no. It's more like the Wild West. It's less refined, which is nice. I love historic, and I think a lot of that has to do with historic getting all those random injections of old cards like Fauna Shaman or Thalia or whatever.
Fauna
They'll just put a random old card in there that's pretty cool to play with, or you'll be able to play Legacy Goblins in historic, and it works.
yeah.
Um, so there's so much random power scattered throughout the format that and there's less eyes on it that I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, with historic, I have a lot of buddies who play historic on Twitch, and I'm way more like excited to watch them. Like I just it's dope. I watch them and enjoy the what they make and taking out like their whole deck techs are just like the greatest thing to watch because they're just pulling things out, trying new things, putting this, putting out, talking trash about cards. It feels very magic. It feels like
Yeah,
that's something we would do. That's something that we've done. We've done it for many years, right? And it
yeah.
feels very like homebrew. Like here's a homebrew of a trash can deck.
Do homebrews even exist anymore with net decking and arena and everything going on? I feel like you can't even be homebrew anymore.
Yeah, not with the limited card pool. I think you can be like more like homebrew ish, but you have to have
I
yeah.
miss the term homebrew.
Yeah.
I forgot about that term honestly.
Homebrew, right? Like because there was always that guy who had like a homebrew deck that
And
didn't
he would
use
smash
any
it.
cards, right? And he would just
Yeah.
win. He would just win out, and you're like, dude, like you see that guy with the big red deck, like you see that dude playing artifacts in
Yeah,
there,
dude.
like
Yeah,
what?
Big Red homebrew just took it down. Like what?
Right? It was always something like that. It was like big red or like mono black control. You're like what? Like
Yeah,
what?
totally.
Right?
I think now like you make a homebrew, you do well, someone's gonna notice, they're gonna post it to Arena Zone or Arena Deck List, or it's gonna be on the top eight postings or the all the daily qualifier tournaments, like million that they have. So
Yeah.
and then people will gravitate towards those more rogue lists, right?
Oh,
So then
rogueless. That's right.
more people will start playing the rogue deck, and then eventually it becomes the mono black aggro deck that's tier 2, right? And
Yeah.
then maybe it'll be tier 1. But yeah, information just very fast right now.
All right. Let's go ahead and check out. Where's Team Rec? We're going to the. This is still in the tier one, bro. This is still in the tier one list. Oh,
Best of one, yeah.
best of one, tier one. Look,
Best of
best of
one,
three,
tier 1.
tier two. This deck is good,
It's the
guys.
best tier 2 deck.
Have you guys heard of this deck before, y'all? It might.
It does some things.
It
It does
does.
some pretty good
It
things.
does the one thing, and it does
Oh,
it
look at the
very well.
highlight cards right there, just for you to see.
Look who came back. Look who came back. He's like, hey buddies. He's like, you did you miss me? Did you miss me? Or
I know you miss him.
I do, I do. I started playing this
Oh,
list.
did you Frank Carson's?
Which one?
Is this Frank Carson's, or this is Robert McKee? Let's go over
Yeah,
this one.
yeah. All right, you first. You first. I have a lot to say. I always have stuff to say.
Well, I will say I see 0 new cards. It looks like the same deck. I like the 22 lands, and yeah, it looks pretty chalk to me.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
So all mono red lists do the same thing. The only thing that fluctuates, and people can argue with me all day about this. There's two cards. You either use Tin Street Dodger, okay? You use your Tin Street Dodger or Shock. That's it. Whether you use them using the main or using the board, Shock's in the main or Tin Street Dodger in the board, and
Yeah.
you do what mono red does. If you don't hit turn 4 Torbrand or turn 4 Embercleave. So Embercleave and Torbrand essentially are your finishers, so it's the 6. For the longest time I played 3 and 3. 3 and 3. But Torbrand gets super clunky when you have 2 in the hand, right? So
Yeah. You just want to hit that one Torbrand usually at the right time, right?
yeah. So this deck is very, very 1, 2, 3 ABC. You have one tool and it's a hammer. Everything looks like a nail. And Embercleave. That's it, guys. If you want to play mono red, the only thing you need to change is either Tin Street Dodger or Shock. People have stopped using the Phoenix, the 3 mana Phoenix, with the from the graveyard. That
Yeah.
one's a little slower. He's susceptible to graveyard hate. He's been replaced with the Evercool Phoenix that I've been seeing recently make a comeback. Because there's a lot of sweepers, right? A lot of the sweepers are target removal. So that's been making a small resurgence, but not enough for it to be competitive. But the rest of the deck is pretty straightforward, trying to sneak in with Tin Street Dodger because it has a pseudo unblockable. You take an extra point of damage with good old the Scorch Spitter, who still triggers a lightning bolt with Torbrand. The deck is still very straightforward. Protect your annex, win the game.
Yeah.
ABC 1,
So
2, 3.
that standard version is doing good. I'm curious to if what your thoughts are since you're a heavy mono red player. There's a couple new M21 cards that I thought would make a splash, and I think some people are still experimenting with them. But Chandra's Incinerator is one of the ones I thought looked really spicy. It's 5 in a red, so it's 6 mana, but the spell costs X less to cast, where X is a total amount of non-combat damage dealt to your opponent this turn. And it's a 6/6 trample. Whenever a source you control deals non-combat damage to an opponent, Chandra's Incinerator deals that much damage to a creature or planeswalker. What do you think of that?
Chandra's Incinerator, right? Where is it?
Yeah.
Where is it? I don't have it here.
You passed it. It's C.
I am blind. Chandra's. Oh, they're at the top.
Yeah. What do you think of that guy? That one
Um,
seems pretty nice.
let's see. X dealt this turn. Wow. 6/6 trample.
So
Yeah. What do you think? You go first.
I think Scorch Spitter triggers it, which is nice. And I'm going in a completely different direction here, but so does Cavalcade of Calamity. That's a lot of triggers. You know what I'm saying? Like those are non-combat triggers.
What? I think it's time for.
It's kind of crazy, but
I'm like, there it is. It's time. There it is. That's. It was time for that. Okay. Chandra's Incinerator. I can feel you. I feel that.
so I like that. And then the other one this is that same deck I'm still thinking of, Chandra's Pyroling. Maybe you could add some Chandra's Pyroling into that deck too.
Chandra's. This guy. I've been looking at this guy.
Double Strike is no
Yeah.
joke.
Double Strike does not play.
And
Double
when you
Strike does not
attack
play.
with it, it triggers Cavalcade, right? Is it 1
Yeah,
power?
it's a 1.
Yeah.
It's a 1.
And all the other ones are going to trigger it too, right?
Yeah. So the moment
So-
it hits once, it'll trigger it, and then
So
no
it'll
longer
trigger
be
it
able
for the
to-
double. It'll trigger it for the first strike or the double strike.
But-
Oh no, it'll trigger it before the attacks. Yeah. So
it'll trigger every
it's
time.
gonna hit for a lot. This is actually kind of insane, actually.
Probably give it a go. I could probably give
You should build that.
Chandra's Pyroling. Here it is. Chandra's Pyroling and Cavalcade.
Chandra's,
We're
yep.
making it. We're making a run. We're making a run for it, guys.
And don't forget the Chandra's Incinerator. That one. I don't know if you want 4 of that one, but maybe you do.
2, maybe 2, just 2. like that's your late
Yeah.
game, right? That's your late
I
game.
haven't played enough of the Cavalcade decks to know. Terror
uh,
of Peaks, that's a good one too. That's probably a different deck though, but
Terror of Peaks is the red green aggro deck. It's part of the new
yeah,
rule list. I mean,
yeah,
obvious reasons.
they're running that one, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
It's pretty insane.
It's pretty insane, especially when you play and a second one. Right?
Ooh,
Right? You play it and then you play a second one and you just whack your opponent
they just
for another
die
one.
if you
Yeah.
cast anything.
Yeah, it's like I have this guy, attack it for 5, you take 5. I play another Terror of the Peaks, take another 5, and then they're like, okay, well, die now. It's time to die with double vision. I want to like play these cards, but you know, competitively, it's a joke, right? You can't be playing that stuff non-competitively.
You should that, and that's why people don't innovate. 'Cause they think it's a joke.
Because it's a
They're
joke.
like, I'm just gonna play Growth Spiral and Uro.
It's good. It's a joke. It's a joke. Stop it. All right. What else do we have on this good old listings here?
Let's look at the. Does Frank Carson have anything on his list for the mono red? I'm just curious because he's one of the best aggro
Yeah.
players in the game. His was the second one. Yeah, the second one.
The second one here.
Frank Carson, mono red aggro.
Oh, there it is. That was the one we were looking at.
Oh, it was? I thought we were looking
Oh
at
no no
Robert
no no no.
McKee.
My bad. My bad. My bad.
Yeah, Frank Carson, he throws it down a little differently.
There it is. There it is. I told you that Everquill Phoenix.
That's a good one.
Remember, I was just
Yeah,
talking about that guy.
I don't see any new cards. I was just curious.
He put in
He
put in the Rimrock Knight for that
he
giant.
likes the Rimrock. Yeah, you like Rimrock?
I do. I'm at times okay with him. I like Rimrock when you put him in the 2 spot right here, because that means he's gonna hit the board game 2.
Yeah.
That's always what that means. And sometimes Rimrock is a surprise on game 3 because people are like, oh, he's not coming back, so you can always get you got him. Yeah, get you got
Just
him.
enough. Yeah.
You know, and then as a 3/1 body for your Amber Cleave, it's always dope, right? And if you get super clever, the more you play red decks, the more the more you have like claim the firstborn. People tend to forget you claim your own guys to attack to give them haste, right? So I always tend to have that. He's a lightning bolt. Rimrock Knight is a lightning bolt, and you just kind of need that sometimes.
That's cool. I like it. I dig it. What's next on the tiers list?
Jund Sacrifice, 2 more elementals, both 2 for 2.
Nice. The Teamer Elementals is definitely a new take on the format. I think that's the one with a bunch of Ugins. Oliver 2 is a great deck builder. 2 Ugins, 4 Cavaliers, 4 Leafkin.
Oh, what do you think about that card?
Peaks. Which one?
Ooh, Genesis Ultimatum. What's your opinion on Genesis Ultimatum?
I think it's insane. What is happening here? I think when you cast it with the Terror of Peaks, don't you just like kill them straight up?
Win the game.
Yeah, I think it's just you win the game when you cast it.
I think that's why Terror of Peaks is in here, so you could just win the game. Right?
Yeah,
like that's the combo.
Because they're all gonna trigger, right? They're all gonna come into play theoretically. A Terror of Peaks and maybe like a Cavalier and an Omnath.
Or an Omnath
or an Uro.
Or that guy. Oh god.
Oh, Terror of Peaks with Uro is pretty insane.
Yeah, Terror of Peaks with Uro or Terror. Yeah. Or another Terror of Peaks.
Yeah, then they're just dead on board.
They're just dead.
Yeah, this deck is
dead.
cool. I like it. The Ugin seems kind of counterproductive to everything else going on, but
I mean,
I guess you don't have to minus. You can always just plus.
Yeah. I think that's in there so you can yeah, you're right. Minus. It's always for the minus. Or you use it to kill other planeswalkers, I guess. Right.
You could plus and just kill stuff and then they have to deal with it.
Yeah.
But I think what we're seeing with a lot of these decks is that there's not too much impact right now with M21.
Yeah.
Like you see some cards here, some cards there, but you don't necessarily see brand new decks.
No.
There's the dog deck. I was proven wrong by a friend about
the mono white doggy deck.
I think it's a Boros Dogs that has popped up. I don't know if it's showing in the tiers, but
no.
That's a deck that recently did well in the
Yeah, I know exactly what deck you're talking about.
I think there was a top 8 yesterday and it was in there. Um, but I just can't get behind that dog deck, man. It's
Man, no.
just
People won't let Kun. What was the name of that Tutu Konda dog? They won't let him go.
Houndmaster.
Houndmaster. They just won't let go of him. And I'm
I
like,
get the
stop
I
it,
get the I get
stop.
the
Here it is.
I get the appeal. Yeah. Oh, you found it. Oh gosh, here we go.
All right, let's wrap up with
Let's
this
talk.
one.
Yeah, let's
Let's
talk
wrap up
about
with this one.
this. It
Go
did
ahead.
well.
In the untapped,
Um,
in the Russian untapped.
okay, the only reason, in my opinion, this deck won
Is
is
this
because
card?
it has 4 Embercleaves. Yeah, exactly. You
This
can put
is.
Embercleave in any deck and it might be good.
That's why it won. I don't care what's in here. This is why it won, ladies and gentlemen. This is why it won. Okay, Embercleave. Get you, got you, got him.
Embercleave, but yeah, I just can't get behind a deck with Ginger Brew and Ignis Chewer is a 1/2 for 2.
Which one?
Like
Ignis Chewer?
Ignis Kerr.
I can't get behind that card, man.
I
Fire
can't get
breathing?
behind that.
You
If I draw that in my opening hand, I feel like I'm playing a draft deck. A really bad one too, not
right?
a decent draft deck. But um, yeah, I mean the deck does some cute stuff. It still has the Winota draws, even though I feel like it doesn't really capitalize that much on Winota. It's more about the dogs here. But I would just rather play a full Winota deck than play this.
Come on, man. You're gonna have
Like,
this
come on,
guy,
you have a
this guy.
2/2 Vigilance in your deck. What if you draw your opener with Alpine Watchdog, Ignis Kerr into lands? Do you keep that?
That's crazy. Like, was this guy serious? This guy was so serious, dude.
No,
This guy was
it's because
so
of that. It's because of
serious.
that. It's because of the Houndmaster.
The
It
Houndmaster, right?
searches. I
Right?
get it. I get
Enters the battlefield. Search your library for a card named that.
Alpine Watchdog and
Or
Ignis
Ignis.
Kerr. Or
And
you get
and
both.
or
Yeah.
and or.
So you can get them both, which is cute. But then you're just putting 2 draft cards in your hand. Is it
Number
really
of
that
attack,
good?
and it has to attack, so it gets cute. It gets super cute with Winota. That's how it works. It gets super
Yeah.
cute with Winota. That's
You
that's
do.
what the guy was trying to do. This is a homebrew, bro. This is a homebrew. There
We found
it
the
is.
one homebrew.
We found it. We found it. The homebrew.
We found the breakout new deck of M21. Here we go, but ladies and gentlemen.
It got. You know what?
It runs a lot of M21 cards. To be fair, it runs Containment Priest. It runs.
This guy's spicy.
Seasoned Hallowblade is spicy. I like that guy. You can discard all your draft cards that you just drew. you get to no. It's really that's probably why it's in the deck.
You discard your draft cards, and then because you're like Embercleave, get
Yeah.
you, and they're like, no, kill your guy, and you're like,
You're
psych.
like- Psych, discard Ignis Kerr because I got it for free.
And
I
they're
see how
like,
the deck. I see what it's doing.
I see you. I see what
I like Selfless Savior too. I think that card's good.
What's that one do? It's another dog.
It's a dog. Yeah. And it's funny. Is there any like synergies to having these all be dogs? I'm curious. Because I don't see any reason
Like
besides
any
besides the
dog,
Houndmaster. Is Alpine Houndmaster for every dog you control or just every creature?
every creature, all
But
creatures.
it doesn't really matter that it's dogs.
Yeah.
I just don't understand the full dog meta.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess I see. I mean,
Yeah.
come on, stop. What is
Like
you
Ginger
doing?
Brew, yeah.
What is you doing?
I mean, you could make him not get blocked, Embercleave him, but he's still only a 2/2 double strike.
This one's spicy.
That card's great. I like that card a lot.
I'm like, you should have put this in the main.
That card should be. It's a good card.
It should
It's a
have been.
human too.
And like it would have been just make it Winona humans with the Houndmaster. Like 4 Houndmasters, 4 of every to get rid of this nonsense cards like Ginger
Well,
Brute,
if you run the Houndmaster, you got to run
Right.
the draft guys,
the
right?
draft guys, and that's it. You probably don't need the
The
savior.
Selfless Savior. I think you could just go up on the war bosses and
Yeah.
maybe the Stone Coil Serpents.
Yeah, like that would be a lit deck. I know this is something
Yep.
we could play with.
Maybe he knows something we don't. You know.
Probably in
You should
Liz's
test
humor.
this deck. You should test this deck. I feel like you have all the rares already. I know you have some uncommon wild cards.
Everyone has uncommon wild cards.
Yeah, so you could build this.
Okay, guys,
me
this
know.
is this is going to be the list. Okay, we're gonna play this per me and Alex. Okay, guys. Oh, all right. Let's
You
go ahead.
play that. I'll
What are you gonna
play.
play? What are you gonna play?
What do you want me to play?
All right, let's go to the.
I'll play a deck, and we'll talk about it next week.
That's true. We could. Do you have Stompy? Do you have Mono Green?
I could play it. I could build it. Yeah.
Right, Mono Green.
You want me
Because
to play
it's
mono green?
yeah, Mono Green. That seems kind of fair because it's a 2/2. It's a two. It's
All
on
right.
two on the list. Or you want to
Let's
play
do it.
black? Oh, black. No. We have black people playing black, and green seems good for you. Yeah,
All
that
right.
seems
I'll
like
play
something.
mono green. You play red
I'll
white
play red white.
dogs.
Hey, that seems fun. Yeah, let's do it. Let's have a good time playing Magic together, guys.
Sweet. Right. I think that's a wrap. Until next time.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much. This is Alex. My name is Spencer. Magic in the Morning. Check him out, Alex. Let's put your information in the thing. Blaz Bui. Alex is gonna type his information into the chat, or he could just say hi because that's who he is. And thank you so very much for watching today's podcast, guys. You guys are the bomb. Thank you again, Mortis. Who else was in here? If you guys are here, check us out. We have a few more other podcasts. Let me link that to you. Um, check out
Yeah,
our
I think we're
playlist.
gonna we'll try to start getting these on YouTube or on SoundCloud or something.
Yeah, I'll talk to you in just like a more about it later. But guys,
Sure.
yeah, thank you. I'm gonna hit the where's the thing? I'm gonna make sure that you guys get all the information. Thank you so very much, and I'll see you guys. We'll see you guys later. All right,
Thanks,
everyone.
Spencer. Later, man.
Later, y'all.